Good morning, girls. This is Miss Rachel from Studio 14, and I just got done doing the Rugged Maniac obstacle course. Now, I was very excited about being able to do this race, and it took a lot of preparation, it took a lot of training and skill to do this, and so a couple of scriptures came to mind as I was doing this obstacle course, and I really wanted to share them with you today and how I got prepared for this race. Now, before I go into that, I want to tell you a little bit about it. The Rugged Maniac is set on a motocross track, which basically is where gentlemen go and ride motorcycles and do tricks and compete and things like that. So there's lots of rugged terrain, there was hills, and I had to jump over fire and crawl through mud and water and under barbed wire. It was very, very intense. So as I was preparing for this race, Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1 came to mind. Now Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1 says, "Wherefore, seeing we all are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us." Now, what that really meant to me, it got me thinking about the actual word race. Now, there are 4 letters in the word, and the first letter is R, and so for the R, you always have to remember to ready yourself, okay? Second letter in race is A, so part of A is being aware of your surroundings. C is concentrate on the goal, and E is to always be sure that you can endure to the end.
Well, what did you do to get ready for this race?
Well, in order to get ready for the race, again, I'm going to go back to the letters that I told you. R, to ready yourself. I thought of Ephesians 6, which is put on the whole armor of God. So what that meant to me was that I had to prepare myself, not only physically, but, the equipment that I had to get me through the race had to be proper as well. So I needed clothing that I could move easily in, that I could run in and climb in, that wouldn't weigh me down when it got wet. And I also had to have protection over my knees because we were crawling through the mud and on gravel. I got lots of little rocks and pebbles stuck in my palms and on my elbows, so I may have to reconsider if I do this race again. And so basically making sure that I had all the equipment that I need to endure the race and also to finish it. So.
What was it like when you saw all the obstacles, when you saw the big wall and the water and fire? What did that make you feel like?
It was very, very intimidating. The scariest part for me was crawling through the tunnels. I have claustrophobia, which means I'm very scared of small spaces, and these tunnels were very tiny. I thought, there's no way that I'm going to be able to fit through this. It was very long, and I have to crawl army style through this tunnel, and so it was very intimidating. But what I had to do was I had to remember that we walk by faith and not by sight. So even though everything I saw was really scary, and I was really, afraid about approaching some of these things, I had to remember that, by faith I know that God can get me through this. I know that physically I am able to do it because I did train for it, and I have to remember that even though it looks really scary, it's probably not going to be as bad as I think it's going to be. And in the end, I was able to complete all of the obstacles, because if you don't go through every single one, they don't consider you to have completed the race.
Well, what was it that helped you to get through these things, to just kind of think, oh, I can do this?
Well, Philippians 3:14 says that we press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. So I knew that if I kept pressing towards the mark, which is finishing and completing this obstacle course, that gave me a lot of courage, and I knew that I was going to be really proud of myself, and it was going to be a great accomplishment, and so that was something that really helped me to stay focused on the goal.
And did you ever want to quit? I mean, the last mile, was it hard? Did you say, you know what, I'm done with this?
Absolutely. There are several times during the race I really thought I was going to give up. Now, a 5K is 3.2 miles. I don't know if I said that earlier. Now, I can run 3.2 miles, no problem. But this was like 30-degree uphill. This was climbing 8-foot walls. This was crawling army style through the mud. And so doing all those things was very, very taxing and very tiring on my body, something that I wasn't used to normally doing. So a lot of times my lungs, I thought I was going to collapse. I couldn't breathe. There was a lot of times whenever I just thought, I just can't go on any longer. I just have no more energy. My body is just going to fail on me. And I just had to know that I've trained for this. I knew that God could give me the strength to do it. Luckily, there was a couple of rest stops where I could grab a bottle of water, just snatch it and run and drink it. And it helped me keep my energy going. It helped me keep my motivation going. And so even though, there were several times I wanted to give up, I had to remember, that Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." And I fainted not, and I tell you, I did reap a successful completion of the obstacle course. And I finished in the top half. I didn't get first place, but I did finish in the top half. So it was a lot of fun.
Excellent.
So basically, you have to remember 4 components whenever you're readying yourself. Life is a big obstacle course, girls. I mean, you're going to be enduring happiness, sadness, heartache, so many different things that, not only God will test you with, but also the devil will try to throw at you to cause you to stumble. So please remember the 4 letters in RACE. Always ready yourself. Always be aware of your surroundings. Concentrate on the goal and make sure you endure to the end, because I tell you what, the prize in the end is so worth the obstacles that you face.